Hey there, it's Papaw Johnny, wood carving and fishing. Appreciate you tuning in on my channel. I'm gonna make a video today of tying a lure. I've got some on there already of videos. If you'd like to tune into those, of me and my grandson Ethan, we're tying lures, and he made some of these right here. Made some of those, and so I'm going to tie one today with this artificial, what I call flash. This is a chartreuse color. Put some of this on there. Some of that on there. Clip off the tail of this thread. And then we're going to put some of this shiny stuff on there. Mix it up a little bit. This is a real shiny flash. Put a little bit of that on the lure. And I'm just wrapping the thread around it, attaching it to the head of the hook. It's like that. Can you see that all right? And so now we got our flash on there. I'm going to put some color. So here I got some feathers that are all different colors. And so let's try orange with that. See if we got a pretty orange feather. Here's one right here. Now this is nice, pretty orange color. And you can put the whole feather on there, or you can cut it off of the stem of the feather like this. You can cut it like that. It's a little bit harder to work with when you cut it off like that. And you just kind of pinch it. Just kind of pinch it all together. And then place it on there and tie it down. Like so. And that will hold it. Some of it may pull out, you know, depending on what got on there and what didn't. There we go. Now, okay. Now we got an orange jig head. Now these are usually good for crappie. You're fishing for crappie or any kind of panfish. That would be a good color for that. And then you got the flashy stuff to attract the fish. And we'll trim a little bit of that off the excess off the head here. And I think I kind of like what we got right there, so I'm going to tie it off. And you just make a couple of twists with your fingers. Make a loop in a couple of twists, and you place it over the head and pull it. And that makes a knot. And I'll do that a couple of times, so I get a good knot there. Maybe one more time won't hurt. And we'll cut that off. And then the last thing you do on that is take the clear fingernail polish and just put a little bit on the thread. Don't put it on the feathers, just put it on the thread. And what this does, it kind of helps hold the thread together and preserves the thread, makes it waterproof. And then, so we got a whole lot on the back here, and it's best to wait till you get it all tied and then trim it to the size you want. So we're going to cut it down to right about there. Cut any long ones that might be sticking out. And let's see what we got. And that's the finished product right there. So there you go. You got an orange jig head. Of course, you know, when you got it tied on and you're pulling it, it's going to be like upside down like that right there. And then here comes the big old bass, or the big fat crappie, and gulp it right up. So, you know, if you want to, you've seen how long that took me to do that. If you want to tie your own jig heads, you can save yourself a lot of money, plus give you something to do on these rainy days. And while you're waiting, you know, for a good fishing weather, and you can have you some lures tied up and ready to go fishing. There's lots of different colors you can buy in these feathers. I usually buy these at Bass Pro Shop because that's the closest place for me to find them. And I'm not getting paid to sell their stuff. I'm just telling you where you can find it. And this is bucktail. This is good. It's a little bit stiffer hair, but that's good also for jigs. And there's different material that you can use. This is corded material that you can use for backing. That you could wrap that around the head. You know, tie that around the head when you wanted to. Especially on like bigger hooks and things, you know. So that's the feather rig right there, and it's just as easy. I don't have another jig laying here available right this minute, but it's just as easy to do the bucktail too. You just like this is brown and white, so if you just wanted it white, you just pull you off a little bit like that, and you cut it. And then you just tie it on there, you know. And then if you want to mix a color with it, like the brown, you do the same thing. Or you can mix a feather with it, or the flashing. I usually try to mix a little bit of flashing with whatever color I put on there, and there's several different. This is one of the colors of flashing. That's silver. And then here's a chartreuse. And all of this flashing is plastic. So there's chartreuse. And then here's another one that's kind of a white and chartreuse. All this is thread that I've got laying on the table here. But anyway, there you go. It's like that. And you can buy all that, like I said, at the pro shop. You can buy your hooks and lead heads. If you want to tie flies, you can buy all different size of hooks. Just a plain small hook, and tie these feathers on there, and you got your fly. You know, here's another different size hook. Now these hooks are small, and you just tie it on the hook just like I did here, and you don't have the lead. Now if you want to fish for crappie, you use the lead head. This has got a grub on it right here, and it's just a yellow lead head hook. It's already got lead and everything, and you just tie your feathers on it. Or if you want to fly, you just use a bare hook and tie your feathers on it, and you've got the fly. So that's the difference. So it's just whatever you want to do on that, you know. But it's just, I just want to share that with you, that you could make your own. You could tie your own, and how simple it was. And you don't have to have all this equipment. You don't really have to have this vise. You could hold it and tie it. But this vise is not that expensive. You could also buy it there at the pro shop. And I would recommend that you buy the vise, because it really helps you. It holds the hook for you, you know. And the thread holder is not necessary. Sometimes when these thread holders are made for this size spool. Sometimes when I'm using a different size spool, I won't even use the thread holder. I just hold it in my hand. And you don't have to have the thread holder, is what I'm saying. But the vise is pretty, if you're going to make a lot of these, this vise, I recommend you get the vise. And if I'm not mistaken, I mean, they got all different kinds of these, but I think this one is just your basic one, and it fastens to the table. It's got a clamp that fastens to your table, and then right here, this is your release and everything for the hook. And this is, I'd say, less than $20. But yeah, that's pretty handy. But you don't have to have it. You can hold it like this and tie it, but it's really hard to keep everything in place You know, it can be done, but it's harder without the vise. The vise really helps you. Is what I'm saying. So I hope you got something out of all that, and if you did, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. It's Papaw Johnny, wood carving and fishing. If I'm not making lures, I'm usually doing some wood carving in the winter time, and I'll probably be out on the creek fishing pretty soon, or the lake, and so I'll have some fishing videos. But I appreciate you tuning in, and like I said, give me a thumbs up. I appreciate it. Let me know what you think, and I'll catch you next time. Papaw Johnny.